Welcome, welcome, everybody. It's water in a big mug kind of night. We're live. I am so excited for tonight's live stream because I have put a ton of legwork into these two files already. If you didn't know, if you didn't read the writing on the tin, let me just be the first to show you. We are working on this Echo helmet, which I have worked my butt off to turn into this PEP file, which I think is working. And then, of course, we've got a Bark Trooper. There's a Phase 2 style. We're going for like a Fordo vibe with this guy. So we're gonna be pretty busy. But I think we have the opportunity to get pretty much through the Echo helmet. I thought we might do some fun like texture things with that. That could be exciting. And then we're gonna be hitting up this Bark helmet and just kind of have fun. Have fun. It's a good time. I realized that as of tomorrow, it will have been a year since I started doing Pepakura Tuesday, which is insane. Insane. Hey there, Roy Reeland. Welcome to the stream. So I'm having a good time. I'm vibing on the fact that, like, obviously this has gotten a lot bigger than I thought it was going to. I've almost hit 2,000 subscribers, which is really exciting for me. If you're not subscribed already, just subscribe. Because we're probably going to do a fun giveaway at 2,000 here. We're rounding out the end of the summer. I'm about to get married. So much has happened. It's been a really insane year, and I'm just happy. It's a good day. So let's dive right in. Obviously, I have done most of the work unfolding this helmet already. I was not able to make this one contiguous piece. It's two different pieces, but I don't mind that, to be perfectly honest, because there's a bunch of stuff that sort of gets laid on top of it. The one thing that I'm debating right now is how I want to do these pieces. I think I might do them as separate pieces, but I think with that we can save, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump straight into sort of the cleaning up of this model, which is something we don't always get to in these streams. So once you've got your unfold, your patterns where you kind of want them, what I do is I go to the 2D menu, I click Join Adjacent Edges, and I max it out at 10 millimeters. Now, there are situations where you won't want to max it out. I'll hopefully be able to kind of point one out with the Bark Trooper. If you're curious to learn more about this tool, I actually have a whole nother live stream that was just devoted to using the Join Adjacent Edges tool, because it's a really powerful, very broken tool. But we're going to max that out. Now, that's just got rid of a lot of these weird extra sort of lines and edges, and created a lot more continuous pieces here, which is what we wanted. It's exactly what we wanted. And you can see the major pieces, shapes of the build are already kind of popping out. We got sort of the over-the-top piece here with the Arabesh 99 in there. And then, of course, we got the majority of the top of the helmet here. So, yeah, we're going to sort of parse through this. So what we're going to do to clean this up is you can actually just reduce the number of lines down by reducing this hide nearly flat edges down to like 134 degrees. And that would just clean up most of this. And I'm not altogether opposed to that, but I like my templates to be really sort of idiot-proof. Plus, it's worth noting that when you ratchet it down that far, it does get rid of some of those details that I would describe as like truly flat details that are sort of etched in that we've worked out. Like the 99, this little detail here, some of the stuff on the faces. So yeah, we're going to go through and we're just going to click on the mountain and valley lines, and we're going to hide lines manually. And what that'll do is it'll let us just sort of paint out the parts that we don't really want. Let's see here. This is all supposed to be largely pretty smooth across this faceplate here, and then his rebreather is where the angles sort of set in. So I'm just going to get rid of all these fold lines. We don't need any folds there. Don't need any hard edges. It's all very smooth. Chicken growing on Sourwood Mountain, a ding dang dilly a day. So many pretty girls I can't count 'em, a ding dang. dang dilly alley day. My true love lives up in Letcher, ay dang dang dilly alley day. She won't come and I won't fetch her, ay dang dang dilly alley day. My true love's a green-eyed daisy, hey dang dang dilly alley day. There we go. Hello there, Sir Lag-a-Lot. Welcome to the stream. We are currently cleaning up a set of Echo Bucket templates, which are coming out really nice. I'm going to see if I can pull a little trick here, because all of this edge should be valley lines. Whoops. Hey, we're able to get rid of most of those. That's nice. There we go. So a valley is when, of course, you're bending up, whereas a mountain would be you're bending down and in. So that creates a mountain versus a valley. So all of the edges along here are valleys, and we wanted to keep those. So what I went ahead and did is uncheck this valley box, so I wasn't actually hiding valley lines anymore, to see if I could get it in one clean motion. Now, it wasn't perfectly smooth, no, but it did allow me to skip some of the diddly work. Very nice. Love your helmet. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate that. Ooh, that is some weird stuff going on right there. I'm gonna pull an audible and just get rid of that entirely because it made no sense. Let's see here. I have no idea where there's like a cut line here. That's okay. We'll just, there we go. Just tidy it up. This is part of that whole process of, you know, creating lines that make sense to you when you're painting things out. Because otherwise, you know, what's the point? What's the freaking point? I'm really excited about this helmet. I put a lot of love into this model. And I really think that we've wound up with something that maybe is not 100% accurate, but the places I've taken liberties, they've really been in the name of trying to make this easier to unfold, easier to make templates off of, so that they're not just a hot mess. Because sometimes, at least for my building process, that's kind of more important. It really is. There we go. This side wasn't all weird like that other side. Okay, and then of course we have the rebreather right here. Alright, that's all going to be smooth, but this, that is a harsh line, a valley fold right there. But that's a super easy, you know, it is a lot like other Trooper helmets. It has a lot of distinct look to it. We have very distinct look to it, but it is, by and large, very similar to a lot of other Trooper helmets in that it's got that same dome, visor, rebreather thing going on. It's not crazy complex. Sorry, I had to paint those back in. I accidentally hid too much. You can see I've left the edges of this piece on it as sort of a flap so that you can lay this piece right here on top of it, which will make life very easy for us, frankly. And then I left these 99s in Orabesh, you know, on here so that we can leave them in the pattern like this. Yana. Not too complicated, but it definitely makes life, whoops, definitely makes life easier down the line. Unfortunately, we don't really need any of that either, so that all just kind of becomes one piece. And just like that, the top looks pretty good. I have no idea what that line is right there. Looks like a fragment on the model, but I don't feel like redoing the whole model to fix that. I think we'll live with that small imperfection. It's like Renaissance artists when they're like, they have to intentionally put a flaw. Only God's perfect. Gotta leave a flaw. You can see it didn't quite close up the corners of this piece, but I'm not super wigged out about that. It's still pretty clear that you're supposed to leave these edges as placement for the visor. And this is just sort of the edge right on the keystone here. I'm trying to see where this... Oh no, this isn't that piece. This is that piece. Sorry, there we go. Ooh, buzz buzz. What on earth? Oh, nothing important. It never is it? What has everybody been doing? What is everybody up to this week? I have been obviously very busy with this, very busy with some commissions. Like, what even is this thing? It's something I'm finishing. That's for damn sure. There we go. Okay, so this is... Oh, these are the cheek pieces here, the cheek panels. Looking very sharp. These are the two pieces on the back there. Great. God, this really is kind of a mess in terms of the layout. Probably could have done myself more favors here, frankly. There we go. This is sort of like the teeth in here. There we go. You know what? I don't think this significantly changed the shape here. I'm going to do something that might not be the best option, but I think it's a good option, frankly. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. We are going to pop these two out of their edged pieces here. Get rid of them right there. Then we're going to use them to create one continuous piece in our patterns when we're done here. We'll position those when we're done. But I think that looks about what I want it to look like. Which I think is the point. It's kind of the goal. Just a little bit of the goal. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so blue. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two. There we go. Sort of the back of those pieces here. A lot of these pieces don't actually, the way I've managed to manipulate the model, they don't really need a lot of fold lines. A few that do mostly need them for registration more than anything. Okay, so this is sort of the inner ear pieces here. Yep. There we go. There's another one of those pieces that's sort of etched in there, so we've got a kind of a weird cutout that you would need to do there. Either that, or you could etch it, you could cut it out, you could do pretty much any technique you want to add this weird little shape, this postage stamp shaped detail right there. Okay, those we'll leave as is. These guys all have teeny tiny little flaps. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. Wait, what is this piece? I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I do go. There we go. We're just bouncing all over with our musical sensibilities tonight. If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer. Seeing you in summer, I never would go. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with luster that puts gold to shame. But if I'd ever leave you, how could it be in autumn? How I'd leave in autumn, I never would know. I have seen how you sparkle when fall nips the air. I'd know you in autumn, and I must be there. And could I leave you running barely through the snow, or on a wintry evening when you catch the fire's glow? If ever I would leave you, how could it be in the springtime, knowing how in spring I'm bewitched by you so? Oh no, not in springtime, summer, winter, or fall. No, never could I leave you at all. Oh, thank you, Sir Lagalot. Very much appreciate that. I love singing. I think singing is a fun thing to do. Come on. Let's get rid of that. I'm trying to just clean these up a little bit. Obviously, some of the lines aren't always going to be exactly where we'd want them to be, but that's okay. That is okay. Especially since we're going to be giving these templates away perfectly for free. You guys get to just enjoy them, and if there's something about them you don't like, change it. That's the beauty of it. It's one of the things I love about this channel. Besides, I've been meaning to finish the Bad Batch pack for so long. Like, we have every other member of the Bad Batch and their helmets right now. I've been meaning to add Echo's helmet. I kind of feel bad that it's taken me this long. But I lost a lot of work. You gotta see, when I lost my laptop, I lost a lot more work than I had initially thought. Which is rough, my dude. It's just rough. On the upper midship file, reverse to marching down the aisle, no golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine gas. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn, I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I how can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz, for the lady who knows what time it is, the sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of gal ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do a young miss who keeps resisting, all the while she keeps insisting. No bright-eyed, blushing baby doll baby. No, sir, why, she's the fisherman, I'm the fish you see. Plop! What is it? I bark, I rave, for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me. There we go. If someone stood up in a crowd and raised his voice up way up loud and waved his arms and shook his leg, you'd notice him. If someone in a movie show yelled fire in the second row, this whole place is a powder keg, you'd notice him. And even without clucking like a hen, everyone gets noticed now and then. Unless, of course, that person, it should be invisible, inconsequential. Me, cellophane, Mr. Cellophane should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right by me, and never know I'm there. If someone... Now suppose and use a little cat residing in a person's flat, who fed you treats and scratched your ears, you'd notice him. Now suppose and use a woman wed, and lying in a double bed beside one man for 7 years, you'd notice him. Human beings made of more than air. With all that bulk, you're bound to see him there. Unless, of course, that person next to you is unimportant, uninspired. You know who. Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right on by me, and never know I'm there. I tell ya, Cellophane, Mr. Cellophane should have been my name, Mr. Cellophane, 'cause you can look right through me, walk right on by me, and never know I'm there. No, you could never even know I'm there. Oh, whoops. I completely painted out that part. That is not what I meant to do. Look at that. Ah, we're just about done with this piece here. I think the only thing left to hide lines on is this piece right here, which is sort of the cheek, and it's also this little band that sort of goes under the back. But I think that'll actually give it a lot of structural integrity this way. So I'm quite happy with sort of where this part wound up being. Oh, I missed a line right there. That's okay. So let's take that. We don't need it. That's all supposed to be, well, not quite. That is all supposed to be largely flat. This has sort of an edge right there. Whabam. Perfect. Excellent. It's what we need. It's what's for dinner. Let's see. And then we got sort of this edge right here. And then there's a flap. This is all sort of just a flap right here. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle 'em. Give 'em an act with lots of flash in it, and the reaction will be passionate. Give 'em the old hocus-pocus, beat and feather 'em. How can they see with sequins in their eyes? What if your hinges all are rusting? What if in fact you're just disgusting? Razzle dazzle 'em, and they'll beg you for more. Give 'em the old razzle dazzle, razzle dazzle 'em. Give 'em a show that's so splendiferous, row after row will grow vociferous. Give 'em the old three-ring circus, beat and feather 'em now. How can they see you with sequins in their eyes? In their eyes. Okay, here we go. Wow, we have just about got this here. This is great. Okay, so here's my plan, which is, actually, I'll poll the group. Would anybody be interested in seeing me try to paint the texture for this, or do you just want to see me kind of jump over to the Bark Trooper from here? Because this is largely done the way the patterns are. All I'm going to do right now is I'm actually just going to arrange the pattern pieces in sort of a clear and direct way, because I'm going to use this to paint the texture on. We're going to paint a very, very pleasing texture onto this model. And I just want to sort of put things roughly where they should go. Plus, if I make them dead even, I can just copy and paste and do like the normal Photoshop things to these things. Here we go. Our song was a song of tomorrow. Our hearts were as high as the sky, but songs are forgotten and skies often gray. Nevertheless, there is this I can say. From the first hello to the last goodbye, it's been awfully nice to know you. So excuse the parting sigh, and I'll watch you go with my head held high. You've been dear and sweet, a pleasure to meet, a special treat, say I. From the first hello to the last goodbye, to the last goodbye. Ooh, here we go. So this is actually super great. So as you can see, I took those side edges apart. So even though there's sort of rays in, rays out now, it's just sort of one piece right here, which will make that, I think, easier for construction purposes, which is always just fun. The fun little ways we can sort of trick it to make it look even nicer for construction, frankly. Let's see this. Whoop, this is gonna go right here. more or less. Let's try to straighten it out. There we go. And my patterns are usually never arranged like this on the page, at least not for the purposes of actually using them. They're more or less just put together like this so that I can export this for texture editing. This is looking pretty good. I've got the large pieces sort of where I want them. I'll do the rest of this later. I'm going to save this. These templates should be out by the end of the week. Very exciting. Very exciting to be doing all of these templates and these helmets that, frankly, I've been meaning to do for a long time. Let's jump over to that Bark Trooper. As you can see, I've already gone through in the 3D window. That's that left-hand window here. And I've gone through and sort of specified all the edges and where I want to break this up as it stands. So let's unfold this. We're going to click on Fold. And let's make it 12 inches, just a round 12-inch tall bucket. Hit OK. One of the things I really love about this build is that I went through and this model was dropped in our Discord, and we went through and we heavily edited it here because now, instead of just being a piece that sort of has a shell of all these parts on the inside, we go to our object list. And I can actually remove each and every one of these parts. And I still have them all in the templates here, but I was able to backfill everywhere they're supposed to be. So to wit, the ear cups here, I can show you, see there's a face underneath there that you can actually just lay the finished piece onto. And that'll make construction and hopefully the templates even easier. I did a lot of this with our recent Rex, we did a Rex Redux, Captain Rex Redux, that's on our Etsy right now, and it's a really great template. I'm hoping to make one at some point, but I'm getting married, so I'm busy. But I'm really excited about those templates, and I think just based on the success of those templates, these should be just as nice. Speaking of our templates, for all of our premium templates, we've been making releases on our Patreon, which you can check out below, and as well as our Etsy store, where we have a sale right now. All of our templates are 25% off right now. Excuse me, 30% off. They're all 30% off right now. Now till I get married. Share the love, everybody. Share the joy. So if you've ever wanted one of my really nice templates, you can check that out over there at the link down below in the doobly-doo. Let's see here. By the by, nobody ever answered. What's everybody been up to? Anybody working on some really fun builds that they're jazzed about? Inquiring Jadens want to know. So this is sort of how I do my domes. Oh, this is actually a great place to sort of mention how I do my joined adjacent edges for some weird cases. So here, we'll get one side of this done, and I'll give kind of an indication of how this differs from the last piece where we just kind of joined everything together all together at once. We're all together again, we're here, we're here. We're all together again, we're here, we're here. Who knows when we'll be all together again, singing we're all together again, we're here, we're here. We're all together again, we're here, we're here. We're all together again, we're here, we're here. Who knows when we'll be all together again, singing we're all together again, we're here, we're here. Okay. So now, because I really like this piece and I want to join the adjacent edges. I like the way this looks. I want to get rid of all these tiny parts and leave this one big dart. Unfortunately, if I just join adjacent edges like this, it's going to create these weird abutted edges right here. Forgive me, I'm going to sit down real quick. I'm feeling a little tight in the back. So I'm just going to sit down. There we go. We'll continue the stream. Just a slightly lower elevation. But if we join the adjacent edges like this, as the piece was, it creates this really weird abutted edge right here. It doesn't come to a fine point, which is how we want to make domes. It's how we want to make domes like this, is we sort of wooge two parts together and fold them in. But as it stands, so that's not what's happening. No, what we have to do is we actually have to separate these parts like this join the adjacent edges, and then we can come in here and with a more fine razor-like poise, we can join adjacent edges again. We can turn it down to like 1 millimeter, maybe 2. Let's call it 2 millimeters. There we go. And now this comes to a much more impactful point, as it were, and the rest of this works much better. So that's kind of the secret to doing weird joins like that. There's lots of other reasons you might want to turn down the intensity of your joint adjacent edges, especially if you're working with something that has really fine detail and you don't want to screw it up. Obviously, you wouldn't even really do that much at all if you were working for paper, but we're making foam templates. So it's all very exciting like that. Let's grab, we got this goggle-looking piece. It's all just sort of one piece there. Yep. Here, I betcha we can move this to the center. Yep, that's fine. And then we're going to add this upper edge here, sort of as a flap. You can kind of see what I'm adding right here. Just to know that the sort of band, the visor band that goes all the way around these buckets is actually raised from this. There we go. There we go. Double clicking all the way. You know, I wonder what happens if is that better? No, that's worse. I would much rather do that. That's a very, very small gap we're bridging there. Same thing with the visor, the actual, like, glass of the visor, the space where you're meant to see out of. But we add that edge essentially all the way around it. Just like this. Oh, goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my own true love. I'm gonna go away and leave you. Never to see you any, never gonna see you any. I'm gonna sail upon that ferry boat, never to return again. Goodbye, farewell, so long forever. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. Goodbye, my Coney Island. We all fall for some girl that dresses neat, some girl who's got big feet. We meet her on the street, then we'll join the army of married boobs to the altar, just like leading lambs to slaughter when it's over. Oh boy, we get it good. Bachelor days we then recall. Rich man, poor man, beggar man, thief, doctor, lawyer, merchant, chief. We all are bound for bum bum bum. Goodbye, my Coney Island baby. Farewell, my own true love. I'm gonna go away and leave you, never to see you any, never gonna see you any. I'm gonna sail upon that ferry boat, never to return again. So goodbye, farewell, so long forever. Goodbye, my Coney Island, goodbye, my Coney Island, goodbye, my Coney Island, bye, my Coney Island baby. Yeah, here, you can actually see on this part here where I backfilled where the circle in the back goes, see? And that gives you a really good idea of where this thing is going to sit and where all the parts that touch it are going to sit. So I'm really excited about that. Obviously, I haven't done that on all my old templates because it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. But for this template, I'm really willing to put that extra mile in. And frankly, for my paid templates, I'm willing to put that extra mile in. I put a lot of love into these kinds of templates. It's so funny because obviously I don't do test builds for all of these, especially not the ones that are demonstrably close to other templates. Like, I haven't remade a clone bucket in a hot minute. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand how they go together suddenly. Like, these templates are largely the same thing with some added details. That's how it be. Anybody who says something else is trying to take you for a ride, I think. There we go. 76 trombone. On the year of our Lord 1806, we set sail from the sweet cove of Cork. We were sailing away with a cargo of bricks for the Grand City Hall in New York. Such wonderful craft, she was rigged fore and aft, and oh how the wild winds drove her. She stood several blasts, she had 27 masts, and we called her the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. We had 1 million bags of the best lager rags. We had 2 million barrels of stone. We had 3 million bales of old nanny goat's tails. We had 4 million barrels of bone. We had 5 million hogs, 6 million dogs, 7 million barrels of porter. We had 8 million sides of old blind horses' hides in the hold of the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. There was old Mickey Coot, who played hard on his flute, and the ladies lined up for a set. He went tootling with skill for each sparkling quadrille, though the dancers were fluttered and bet. With his sharp, witty talk, he was cock of the walk, and he rolled the dames under and over. They all knew at a glance, when he took up his stance, that he sailed on the Irish Rover. So fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Fare thee well, my pretty little girl, I must sail away. Here we go. Oh, that looks so nice. Should I put this against this side? Oh, good evening, Melvin. Glad you can make it. We are working on this Bark Trooper. We actually, here, I'll recap. We're working on this Bark Trooper right now. It's going pretty well so far, but we actually just finished. We have some pretty clean templates on this here Echo helmet from the Bad Batch. So I was just arranging it, because I'm going to put a nice fun texture on there, make it really pretty, put it on a thread. But we can, you know what, let's take a little break, just kind of show and tell. This week it's been really busy in the shop, made a bunch of templates, been working on a bunch of commissions as always, and we actually finished some new templates that are for sale that are also up for our patrons right now, including these Urukai helmet templates. That texture is all hand painted as well, which is really fun for me. Have a lot of fun doing this kind of stuff. And then, of course, we also, in honor of the new Spider-Man trailer, we have a Raimi face shell. So this is just a really great base template for a lot of different things, but it also makes an amazing Raimi mask, as you might imagine. And of course, the texture is just icing on the cake. So if you're looking for any of those templates or more, check out our Etsy store, 30% off all our templates right now. Let's get back to the Bark Trooper, because we are cleaning up sort of the teeth area, question mark? I don't know what else to call them, but like that's what they are, the teeth. It's a bunch of freaking teeth. There we go, that looks about what I'm looking to do. Yeah, I bet you that'll smooth over really nicely when I join Jason Edges. Yeah, smooths over great. It's exactly what I wanted to do. We love it. Okay. Must sail away. Oh, we sailed 7 years. For the measles broke out and the ship lost its way in a fog. Then our crew was reduced down to 2. Oh, you know what? That makes more sense. I'm really surprised that that's so off there. It's so different from the rest of them are nice and even right there, but that one's really, really wide spoken there. Is that going to be okay? It looks weird. it looks really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. What happens if I feel like that's not going to be right either. Then the ship struck a rock. Oh Lord, what a shock. And over, turned 9 times around, and the poor old dog was drowned. That's better. I'll leave it there. That looks pretty good. I'm the last of the Irish Rover. There, that's pretty good right there. Love it. Love it. Hate it. Love it. Harder, better, faster, stronger. Okay, here we go. That is pretty clear. So I've finished this sort of right side of the teeth there, which is objectively the most complicated looking part of the build. The rest of this, I've reduced down the polygon count significantly. It's so funny. I've been doing a lot more 3D modeling, a lot more rips and more templating, really trying to flesh out the shop and put out some more free stuff. Obviously, we've been putting out a bunch of troopers. But I've sort of developed this rule of thumb that a good pep file, at least for foam, at least for not making things that are insane, really should hover somewhere in the neighborhood of about 7,000 faces at the maximum. I like 4,000 to 6,000 generally, which sounds like a lot until you realize that this one, let's see, model information. This one has like 3,000 faces. So it's not that crazy. Versus, I think the Echo helmet had more. Let me see here. Let's see. No, this one only had 3,000 too. Yeah, so I like the 4,000 to 6,000. Obviously, this was able to be simplified. There might be some sections where I wind up wanting a little bit more edge material than I ended up having, but that's life more than anything else. So yeah, just weird rules of thumb that I'm developing, which is not something I thought was going to happen, frankly. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Okay, even that out, right in the middle. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There we go. Okay, so this is out up here. And now, the really fun dance will be to see if I can get this to line up here. Which would be the victory. That would be the victory of this methodology, you know, if I can get this edge to line up with that. Let's split this here and see what we're working with. Okay, that's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. Those actually kind of want to meet, which is the goal, because I've done a Neo helmet before. There's this Bark Trooper helmet before. It's in our Trooper buckets. We have a bunch of free Trooper bucket helmets. You can check that out down below. But this, I've done this before, and I was able to get this whole faceplate from here to like about halfway down the rebreather tube into one piece, and it works really well. I've seen people make it. And so if I could get this to do that as well, that would be a real victory, I think. Because I think this will build easier, and we would have that ease of sort of viewing and understanding of the template, if that makes sense. Yeah, you kind of want people to be able to look at it and just go, oh, that's how it works. Well, yes, I can see that perfectly. Why wouldn't I? Let's see here. Oh, so obviously we have a bunch of Star Wars fans in the house right now. But I gotta ask, did anybody else see the Knights of the Old Republic announcement? Oh my god, I'm so excited. I cannot believe they're finally remaking that game. It's been on like the tops of a ton of lists for years as games that like should be remade, should be remastered, brr, 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 brr. But like there was a little part of me that was like, yeah, but why would they ever? And they're doing it. And I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. Oh, well, you know what? That might just about be it. Let's see, because if I Take that. Nope. Back that off. That's a pretty harsh adjoining right there, though. Is there anywhere I can make that up? Because... Okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Okay. And if I sort of back this off this way, how bad is it now? Could be better. The weird thing is I kind of want to like scoot it way back here though. Yay, look at that. What happens if I do that? Better. That's better. And that's still not a very big weird shape going on right there. So if I actually do this, I'm just trying to scoot it down like a teensy tiny little bit. Yeah, that's more acceptable. Look at that. And now we got one pretty clear place for where the cheek goes, and it wraps all the way basically to the back like that. I'm inclined to call that a victory. Like a serious victory. Hot diggity dang. Whew. There was a bog, a great bog. 'Twas a rare bog and a rattling bog. And it was down in the valley, oh, the rattling bogs, the bog down in the valley, oh, the rattling bogs, the bog down in the valley, oh. And in that bog there was a tree, no, there was a hole, a rare hole, and a rattling hole, and the hole in the bog, and the bog's down in the valley, oh, the rattling bogs, the bog down in the valley, oh, the rattling bogs, the bog down in the valley, oh. And in that hole there was a tree, a rare tree, and a rattling tree, and the tree, and the hole, and the hole, and the bog's down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, the bog down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, the bog down in the valley, oh. And on that tree there was a limb, it's a rare limb, and a rattling limb, and the limb, and the tree, and the hole, and the hole, and the bog's down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, bog down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, bog down in the valley, oh. And on that limb there was a branch, a rare branch, and a rattling branch, and the branch, and the limb, and the tree, and the hole, and the bog's down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, bog down in the valley, oh, the rattling bog's, bog down in the valley, oh. Here we go. Oh, this is great. I think this might end up being even simpler than our generic phase 2. Of course, there's less shape. I suppose that might be a little bit deceiving to say it might just be simpler because there's just less shape. I mean to say we might have fewer pieces, just because of the nature of this build, frankly. Yeah, that's nice. Love me and the world is mine. You're fine, Sammy Sam. You're not required to be here. This ain't class. We're just having a good time. I'm just trying to even out these edges a bit more. Because I don't want to split it into 2 parts. I think that's unnecessary for this. I would much rather just... There we go. Sort of even it out. Because I bet if I join adjacent edges, look at how smooth that is. Woo! Today's been pretty good so far. Like I said, we were working on this Bark Trooper right now, but we actually just sort of wrapped up on these Echo helmet templates, and I just could not be happier with these. I think these are going to be great. What have you been working on there, Sammy Sam? How's your day been? 'Twas late 65 at the old Walsey Yard. She was commissioned to all the black tar. Built the Northumbria there on the bar. Roll, Northumbria, roll. For when the Egyptians they closed the Red Sea, call came on high from the powers that be to build a royal monster right down on the quay. Roll, Northumbria, roll, me boys, roll, Northumbria, roll. And fair Princess Anne threw a bottle of wine, watched as the giants sat down on the Tyne. She, what lay ahead could no mortal divine. Roll, Northumbria, roll. Carpathia, vengeance, celestial call. She was the tanker to outsize them all, from the banks of the Mersey to the port of Hull. Roll, Northumbria, roll, me boys, roll, Northumbria, roll. And it's 1 for the hot sun above, 2 for the empire we love, and it's 3 for the fire that burns down below. Roll on, Northumbria, roll, Northumbria, roll. You know what? I respect the hell out of that, Sammy Sam. I really do. Like, I'm finding it really hard to do a lot of different things, what with the wedding coming up. I don't mean to sound like a broken record. It's just, it's one of the biggest events of my life so far, you know? And trying to get stuff done in the meantime is, you know, that's tough too. Like, I'm working on this stuff for a client and trying to find another day job. That's life. That is life, and there's not much to be done about that other than just say, hey, that's life. You know what? That was a mistake. It was a mistake I just made. I don't want to join that. I want to keep this separate. Put that here. Take this here, and we're gonna just yeah. Now you getting it? Not such a screw up there, dude. I'm sorry your workers got you stressed, though. That's a rough stress to have, frankly. Just no two ways about it, frankly. There we go. And it's 1 for the hot sun above, 2 for the empire we love, and it's 3 for the fire that burns down below. Roll on, Northumbria, roll, Northumbria, roll. I can't whistle for Jack. That's okay. Alright, we are going to have some wheedly pieces on this one, though, which is rough. I'm going to see which of these sides looks better. Oh, it's definitely that one on the right, so we're gonna meet that there. Whew, that was rough. Okay, that's way better. I got that edge piece, kind of just get it out of the way. Sweet. Get that here. No, I get it. I really do. My fiance works from home right now, which it's super awesome to get to see one another. But I can tell that she sometimes worries about walking around with the work and the work always being, you know, right there. It can feel like office life encroaches on having a home, which is a bummer. It is a bummer. But she's working through that. We're working through stuff. Obviously, I'm working from home right now and just getting it did. Just trying her best. Trying her best. There we go. I get you. Let's see, how does that look? That looks pretty good. Generally, I like it. Trying to get roughly through one side. We're nearly done here. Or rather, I should say our time is nearly up. But I'm feeling pretty good about this. I really am. This is cleaning up in the ways I was hoping it would. It really is. Let's see here. Bum 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 ba da 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 dun 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 ba da da dun 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 dun. Even this out around this flat plane right here. Nope, it's a little more intense than I thought it was going to be. Really thought that was slightly smoother, but what are you going to do? I'm sure that when we go to join these pieces here, this is going to be pretty straightforward. Yeah, because we eliminated that corner more or less. Oh, there's a little piece at the top we're missing. There we go. That should even everything out pretty well. Pretty good. Some of these are a little more aggressive than I would have liked. I don't know if there's a way to fix that other than like splitting this down the middle, but I don't know if I want to do that, to be honest. Let's see what it looks like if I split it down the middle. Come on, work with me. A new Fortnite season started. That's kind of fun. I finished the battle pass from the last one. I feel very, very accomplished. I shouldn't, but I do. You know, that's not bad. What happens if I join those adjacent edges like that? Okay, this is a superior unfold. It's another piece, but it is a superior unfold. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that like that. That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. I didn't have any plans to start streaming Fortnite, and the reason is actually bad. If no other reason than I don't think I own a computer that can handle it. I don't think so. Like this my computer is chug-a-luggin' right now. I've done a lot of tweaking with my settings to be able to do modeling things, like 3D modeling things and rendering things, while I'm also streaming. And I'm about at the limits. And like I said, you know, between the wedding and stuff, I haven't had, like, the money or the time to throw it at making a stream setup more intense. Republic Commando is about the maximum I've been able to pull off so far. Although, I tell ya, whenever that Knights of the Old Republic remake drops, I've been trying to figure out. Apparently, there's a way to stream from. I actually, by the grace of my wonderful, elegant, beautiful fiance, I have a PS5. And apparently it is possible to remote stream from my PS5. So maybe that is how we will do it. Because I do know that KOTOR has, Knights of the Old Republic will be a PlayStation exclusive, at least initially, at launch for the remake. So I'm real jazzed. I'm feeling real jazzed. Okay, so let's see here. I almost wonder, should I just stick this here? I feel like, yeah, I should just stick this here. Yeah, that's better. I know it's a little wonky, but I do think it's a better template on the whole. Weird. I don't know. Does anybody out there play Fortnite? I'm foamarmory. It me. Not a terribly complicated gamer in that way. Let's see here. Show object list. I would like to hide that piece. There we go. Because I would like to get a peek at all of this right here. All of that. We are winding down our time here for the night, folks, but we have made a ton of progress on these. Just a ton of progress on these. Like, this is going to be so cool. Like, so cool. I'm so jazzed. I love when these templates work out just so well. It's not a reskin, and the reason I know this is because they talked about a re-release of, at least from my understanding, they talked about a re-release of Republic Commando, and they did. They re-released it, and they added some functionality to like the reverb and settings and whatnot that made it nice to play on the PS5. I will say for Republic Commando. But for this, they're like, no, it's going to be like a remake. So Asper, which is the company that has all the rights to like the old games from Lucasfilm, is behind this one, and they're pumping it up hard. They released a trailer for it that seems to indicate it's like a full remake. So I'm waiting with bated breath to see more about it. There's not even a release date yet. I'm hoping. And for a remake, I'm willing to wait. I'm willing to wait just knowing it's happening. But I'm hoping that part of the reason they haven't released a date just yet is because they're eyeing either like a Christmas or like an Easter release in like the coming year. So I'm real jazzed about that. Okay, we don't want that. That's largely unfolded as well. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. We did it, Patrick. We saved the town. We have gotten this, for the most part, unfolded here. And the parts are looking really good. It's cleaning up really nice. I am quite happy. This looks great, but I am going to end with just a shot of this Echo helmet here, because boy oh boy, did that just turn out. I am happy with that. I want to take just a moment of your time to thank all of my patrons over on Patreon. Gabriel, Ken, Sam the Man, Suit Up Props, Laura, Ruben, Wilson, Matt G, K-Snake, and Austin of AJ Plays Piano. Thank you. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. If you like my props, if you want to get something from the Etsy store, that's a great way to support the channel. Obviously, there's a 30% sale going on right now. Or for $3 a month, I also release most of my templates to my patrons as well. So, I mean, you know, decide what's best for you. Obviously, the sale's going on right now, so please feel free to check it out. And as always, thank you for coming, and take care.